Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 7 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here again to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want. How to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today I want to talk about the subject of change. That is a big topic out there, and it depends on which side you're on, depends on how you perceive the situation. For instance, if you're the person that needs to implement change, you're probably worried there's going to be some resistance, they won't want to do it, they're going to be balking at it, you're going to have to convince them, and that probably worries you. If you're on the other side, someone who's like being changed, or someone who is having to respond to change, you're probably worried that, oh man, I just figured this out and now you're going to make me do it all differently. Why do we need to change things? Things seem to be going just fine as they are. What idiot thought this up? Which probably has you worried. So if you're on either side of that dimension, worry may be something you're experiencing. Now, for those of you who follow my Life from the Top of the Mind philosophy, you know that worry engages that lower 20% of the brain. We go into fight or flight. We go into kind of forcing people to change or just giving up. Okay, we're not going to do it anymore. Or if we're in the other side, kind of fighting the change or going, okay, I guess I don't have any choice. I guess I'll just do it. Neither one of those is really particularly effective. So what I'm going to encourage us to do is look at change in a different way. And this comes from a quote from Peter SengeIn, kind of adapted from Peter SengeIn. He said, change really isn't the problem. People can deal with change. They just can't deal with being changed. I think on some level we probably have all experienced that. If change comes up, maybe we're moving to a new city, maybe we're getting a new car, maybe something is we're moving homes. Yeah, there's some challenges around that, but we're not being changed. We're the person who is doing the changing, and we can deal with that relatively easily. On the other hand, if you've ever been in a situation where you were told you had to change and you really didn't want to change, then again, do you notice that resistance? So rather than getting into this cycle of insistence and resistance and insistence and resistance, again, I suggest we do it in a different way. If you're the person who is responsible for making changes, I encourage you to involve the people that will be responsible for implementing the changes. They're on the front lines. Chances are they may know some things about how to implement the change. That is very important. Plus, you always want to let people know why there's a change. They may not always agree with it, but at least you've given them a perspective of, okay, I'm not just making this up. This is not just some whim. Here's the problem that we're trying to address, and here's the change that has been suggested to address it. Could we just try this for a period of time? A lot of people are willing to try something if they know that they're going to be able to come back and address it if there's something that needs to be changed about the change. If you're on the other side of that, if you're the person being changed, if you're the person with whom change is being imposed upon you, you want to be careful about putting yourself in that victim position. Because the truth is, every time we go to work, every time we get up and go to work, we are choosing to take that job. And if all of a sudden that job becomes something you don't want to take, something you would not recommend to someone you love, then you might want to think about changing jobs. One of the things I love to do when I'm doing my presentations is when I'm working with a group, say, okay, knowing what you know now, knowing what you know about the job, if you were out there looking for a job, everybody needs a job, we've got to pay our bills. If you were out there looking for a job and you were offered this job, the one you have now, would you take it? Now, most people say yes, even though maybe the job wasn't what they thought it was in the very beginning, or maybe it has changed. Yeah, they would take the job. A few people say, no, I wouldn't. And so for those people, I encourage them to start changing, start looking for a different job. Because the only alternative is to kind of go, I hate this job, and kind of go to work every day, kind of in this position of this is being done to me. So I'm hoping you can look at this in a way that asks the question, am I the person implementing change? Maybe not in my workplace, but maybe in my family? Or am I the person that is kind of receiving the message that something has to change? If that's the case, how do I want to deal with that? Do I want to get in this fight or flight, kind of this resist or just give up perspective? Or do I want to say, okay, I'm going to try this. I'm going to choose to make this change. I may not like it in terms of agreeing with it, but I can always leave. I'm an adult. There's no situation that I can't either change or leave. I might offer some suggestions about how to do it in a way, but my goal is to not be the one being changed. I am choosing to change because of the perks. Maybe this particular job feeds my family in a great way. Maybe it allows me to go on vacation. Maybe it gives me a sense of purpose. Whatever it is, I am choosing to take this job, and therefore I am choosing to deal with the new requirements of the job as they change. It takes us out of that victim perspective and puts us back in charge. I hope you're finding these videos valuable. I'm having a wonderful time bringing them to you. If so, please hit the like button, share them with your friends. You know how Facebook and LinkedIn and Google and YouTube all love it when you share it and like it. If you want me to come and talk to your organization about either how to implement change in a way that works or how to deal with being changed in a way that works, all you got to do is go to my website, BillCrawfordPh.com, or just Google Bill Crawford Ph.D. I'll come up on the first page. Hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in, and I would love to talk with you about that. In the meantime, here's to you, bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.